to the 90s Simply the Best, where we showcase two games from a great decade in rugby league, the 1990s. And we start with the first game of the decade, with the Canberra Raiders opening their brand new stadium against the St George Dragons in round one of 1990.
Bill Harrigan, the man in control. Wherever you're watching right around Australia, we welcome you to the kick-off to a massive season of rugby league. And the chant is already up before we even kick off. Bill Harrigan gets us underway and Meninga kicks off. Potter. He beat Lazarus. Dangerous early moments for St George. Look for some big hitting in the forwards. Osborne. He's lost it already. Stewart comes away with it for Wood. He's tripped just outside the quarter. So already the Raiders on the attack. Clyde. Now he loses the ball. That really saved the situation for St George. Bailey. Osborne gets another chance. Swinging arm going over the top from Lazarus. Bailey just from dummy half. Good low tackle from Walters. Some new faces in this St George side, especially Neil Tierney, I should say, who will be an interesting one to look at. That's him in possession now.
Yes, we've already had some lower grade results that'll shock a little couple of people. Under 21s, St George 21, Canberra 6. Reserve grade Canberra 34, St George 10.
The crowd setting up their normal roar as Johnny Ferguson touched the football. Stewart, they've gone wide. Belcher wrapped up quickly. Lance. Penalty comes Canberra way. Peter, I was about to say back in '86 when you opened the Parramatta Stadium, Saints were on the receiving end of a 36-6 thrashing.
Yes, Graham, one of the great days in Parramatta history. I know that day there was a lot of pressure on the side because anything but a win would have been such an anti-climax. I'm sure that St George are hoping that coincidence doesn't happen again today and they're on the end of a similar hiding.
Ball control was something that Bill Anderson mentioned. It was imperative St George control the football. Well, they've had to let them down, but they're coming away with it with Walford over the halfway mark. Golden opportunity for the Saints. Walford's gone around. Walford's going to score for St George. What a start for the Saints. They struggled for the first 5 minutes and then suddenly it's Walford in for St George to score.
Well, what a superb try by Ricky Walford. Look at him here. He's received the ball. I think it came from a forward. I'm just not sure there. But he's run away, gone beautifully, thrown the dummy back on the inside. Wrong foot of the defence there. That was Belcher. And he just proceeds on and scores a very fine try. Have a look at this, the start of it. I think it's number 10 there for the St George side. Neil Tierney, I think it might have been. Walford goes on the outside, carries the ball in one hand, throws a dummy at one stage. There it is, the big dummy. Belcher took it, and away Walford went. Now, Walford must be on the threshold of representative football. He's improved enormously over the last couple of seasons. I'd love to see him given a go with the Kangaroos later in this year if he can maintain his form.
Here's the conversion attempt from Walford. From right out in the touchline, flagged away. They can't have the extras, but a great start for the Saints. 4-0.
And Canberra have it through Lazarus. They can't quite settle down. Meninga screamed for it. He takes on Mackay, beating. Now, Martin and Walford. Walford's got the pace to come from behind. Something at their best end, Canberra. Daly. Across the paddock, he straightens. What a strong player he is. He's got support, knocked down by St George, 6 more tackles. The crowd urges them on. Belcher on a short blindside. Wood goes infield. This game has played at a tremendously quick pace. Plenty of ball movement. Todd, away for Lance. Likewise for Lazarus, he was looking for a force runner. A great start to the Winfield Cup already. Coyne. Daly picked it up at his bootlaces. Clyde. Meninga. Away for Coyne. Flicked it out the back. Daly's got it, and they've got some numbers here. Belcher. Belcher just went through Tierney. Back for Stewart, will score! A Bruce Stadium erupts as Stewart goes in under the post. That's the reply from the defending premiers.
Well, it didn't look as though there was anything on here. People thought there was a knock on there with Coyne, but it was propelled backwards, clearly marked by the referee and given the correct signal. Now there was the pass going out to Belcher. Watch the footwork. Straightens, goes ahead, through one tackle, stepped inside and got a low pass as he was going down in the tackle onto this little man, Stewart, and he was able to graft his way over and score a try. There was the good hesitated pass by Daly. You saw the way he held it back. Then on to Belcher. The footwork of this bloke's astonishing, but he's gone inside the ordinary tackle there of Bailey, and there at that point when he was held and tackled, he was able to distribute the ball nicely to Stewart, who thought, oh well, I'll go and score a try here. This is beautiful.
Ricky Stewart put the foot on the accelerator. He's 23 years of age, 4 tries last year. He does just that. The Raiders 6-4 over St George. And we've got a massive wave going around Bruce Stadium celebrating the first try.
Penalties have all gone the Raiders' way. 3-0 at the moment.
And all the Raiders are lined out here to the left, well away from Meninga.
What else would you expect for number 2 move? This is the number 2 move. He's going to tap it on his own. Pull down just a few metres short. Now Clyde is in the corner. Clyde has scored. The number 2 move worked. Raiders are in for try number 2.
Caught the St George side in a couple of minds. They didn't know quite what to do. There seemed Mackay there, the centre, starting to run out towards his cover on the open side of the field and just left a little gap there. So that's a good try. And they're all having a bit of a joke about the signals now at the moment, I think. Saying, what do we put on next, 3 or 4?
They started well with that try to Walford. But now they're looking at a deficit on the scoreboard. Meninga's conversion attempt is pushed wide. So the score remains at the Bruce Stadium. Canberra 10 and St George 4.
Just about the hottest there is in the game of rugby league. Harrigan is going to get St George inside the 5 from the scrum.
Yeah, differential penalty, but all the backs then, almost without exception, were up inside.
Daly was threatening to take a quick tap. Maybe they'll hesitate and look for the cards. Number 3 is definitely on. Todd. Stewart. Lazarus was standing flat. He's not standing flat now. 5 metres away. Stewart looking for runners. Meninga! They won't stop him up the middle. Look out, the big man has gone in under the post. And he scored it in the right position for himself. What a good scoreline it is for the defending premiers as they open the Bruce Stadium 16-4. So Daly has moved out to the wing, right in front of the post. Look out here as they quickly go to the left through Belcher. Clyde. What a handful he is. He only ends up a metre away. Stewart. Meninga. Chance out wide. Belcher dragged it in beautifully. Oh, what great hands. Wood scores in the corner, but that's a classic backline play. Brilliant ball skills from Belcher to drag it in and send Wood away in the corner.
I'm afraid I'm feeling rather off for the St George side. I wouldn't like to be putting money on St George at the moment.
Meninga strikes it well, but he will lose it to the right. Big scoreline for the Raiders, 20-4 over St George.
Now the Raiders again with Daly. Away for Clyde. Clyde pulled down 32 metres away. No, he's still going. Somehow he got away from them. Here come the Raiders again with Meninga. Inside the corner. Slip the pass away to Daly. Oh, champion stuff. Daly in to score. Oh, that's just the mark of a champion side.
Very, very strong run. The attempted tackle there by Mark Coyne. He evades the tackle of Coyne. Gives it back into Mal Meninga. Now Meninga, watch the one-handed pass. This is good. This is clever stuff. There he goes, and one-handed onto Daly, travelling at speed, covering a lot of ground. Matter of fact, this is a fellow I'd like to see at 5'8", the State of Origin side.
Well, the truckie, only 21. Now Meninga from right in front, no problems. There's the extras. And look at the scoreline. The Raiders running hot, 26-4.
Fafita. Bit of a chance up the middle. Good hands from Beattie. It's going to end up with Wolford. He might get a double. He will. He's a terrific finisher. Good play around the rucks from the Saints, and they're in under the post. And Craig Young automatically sends some messages out onto the field.
Well, a very smart try. Fafita was the instrument of it, getting the ball away in the tackle very, very nicely. And there's Wolford taking the last pass, and watch him sprint now. This is the fellow that I think is the best attacking player they've got in the side. I think that they should use him at some stage in the centres just to see how he goes. But Fafita bursting up the middle, getting it away there to Beattie. And there it is to Wolford, and Wolford's in to score a try. And, well, what a good night he's had. He's only handled the ball 3 or 4 times the whole night. He scored 2 tries.
The listen replay showing just what a talented man this Ricky Wolford is. This time it is from in front. No mistake from Wolford. So a bit of respectability.
Beattie has gone to the bin. 5 minutes in the bin, so he won't see this game out. Here's Meninga, floating one out for Martin, pulls it in. Martin for the corner. There we go, no try. Referee Harrigan ruling the pass forward. Gill. And the siren sounds, bringing an end to this game of football that the crowd has certainly enjoyed. The record crowd here at the Blue Stadium, putting their hands together in appreciation of a terrific game of football and a wonderful performance from the Raiders.
The new decade, and what
It's a great way to start the season for the Raiders. 26-10. Look at those tries.
26 to George
5 of
10.
them. Stewart, Clyde, Meninga, Wood and Daly all scoring tries. Meninga 3 goals. Wolford 2 tries for the Saints.
For our second game on this episode of the 90s Simply the Best, it's the last game of the decade. The 1999 Tri-Nations final between New Zealand and Australia.
The Englishman in charge, we're underway. The decider. And fielded by Brian Fletcher from the kick-off. And Matt Ruhr is in over the top with Richard Swain. I'm sure we're going to get a fired-up opening from the Kiwis. Jason Smith, or Stevens it is rather, who gets his first touch. Rodney Howe, not a minor problem for Rodney, quite serious in fact. He's due to undergo ankle surgery and also a problem with his knee. That is the reason he misses out on the action tonight. An early kick from the Aussies, and Richie Barnett comes back. Over the 20-metre line, the 2 captains meet, the Sydney City teammates, Fittler and Barnett. And this is Vanacola, a Canberra teammate of Laurie Daly. And Kosef was there in defence. Now Swain to the right, big tackle! Enormous hit! That has left a mark there, and it came from Stevens up. And the Kiwis battered in this first set. Well, Jason Stevens, welcome back to the starting lineup.
Yeah, he's probably got a bit to prove, Jason Stevens, tonight. Hasn't had a lot of game time during the Tri-Series, and that's the perfect start. Big hit. Kick from the New Zealanders on the last tackle, straight down Darren Lockyer's throat. He takes it 25 from his own line.
And that kick was from Henry Paul. Kicking game, probably one area the Australians do have an advantage. Wendell Saylor. He already had a good game in the opening match of the series. He was just about player of the match, Wendell Saylor.
There's no doubt he's been player of the series for the Australians as they go wide early in the tackle count. Fletcher nearly gets through, gets the right arm free, can't find support.
They're on the New Zealand 40-metre line. And infield, Darren Brett it is, who cuts the ball forward for 10. And able to offload there for Gower. The Kiwi defence, they were reassembling for the next tackle. Splits the man at dummy half. Short blindside with Kamali allowed to run all the way to the line. Well taken, ball and all there by Robbie Paul. Gidley, infield, Fittler. This is the last tackle, and the high ball is to the wing of Vangana. That's Nigel who defuses this one. At the moment, it's Swain who will play it. 45 metres out from the Australian line, and to the left they come with Kearney. Devastating first half in the opening match. And it was that sort of ball that forced that. Rogers has got an intercept here. He's 50 metres to the try line. The chaser's coming. They won't get him. Matt Rogers scores an intercept try for the Australians. Converting his own try from 10 metres in from touch and 20 out. The season in the NRL finished so disappointingly with the Sharks. But tonight he starts off with 6 points. Intercept try to start things. 6-0 to the Aussies over the Kiwis. Barnett, no troubles for him. Darren Smith didn't come inside the 10 metres. And Britt makes the tackle on Barnett. He's had a flawless series, really, the captain for New Zealand, Richie Barnett. Colo getting the Kiwis out of trouble. It is a strong back line. On Wiki in the centres. Nigel Vangana and Vanicola on the wings. And Paul has sent his brother away, Robbie. And Lockyer chases, it'll be in vain. Robbie Paul scores. Well, how good are these two? Henry and Robbie Paul. Oh, we'd like to see them in the NRL, these two, on a weekly basis.
They are marvellous players. Great run here from the 5'8".
Yeah, it was a great run there by Henry Paul. He's been playing hooker throughout the series and only got moved to 5'8" when Stacey Jones broke his arm, and he finds his brother in support, Robbie, and he's just too quick and scores under the post.
It's Henry who's under contract with Bradford until the end of 2001, but Robbie comes up at the end of next season. And Matt Rogers runs away from Robbie Paul, then gets away from another Matt Rogers. Here's trouble. He's 5 metres out. And the ground he goes. Joe Vangana was the last man. Kamali inside for Vella. And Vella, bumping run into Kearney. The call is to go to the left. They're fanned out. And Kamali across with Fittler. And long pass. Darren Smith steps inside away from Tallow and Lockyer. Here comes an Australian try to Matthew Johns. No doubt about it, there's some protesting from the Kiwis. But they worked it beautifully, the green and gold.
Let's just have a look out wide here to see if the New Zealanders do touch it. Darren Smith props back inside. May have got a little touch there from the New Zealanders, but it did go backwards anyway to Lockyer.
Disbelief on the face of Jason Lowry right at the finish. Matt Rogers bangs another 2 over. Tri-Nations final, and the Australians lead by 12 points to 6.
He's done a good job in the opening moments of this game. In fact, it's been a bright start to this test match. Possession fairly evenly shared. The New Zealanders 48. The Australians with 52%, only 3 penalties awarded. And already we have 3 tries on the board.
Well, this ball at the finish there. I'm not sure whether Russell Smith was ruling that it was reefed out or not. He has. Rogers kick. Beautiful off the boot. And there's another 2. So in this final of the Bartercard Tri-Nation Series, the Australians up by 8 points. Only 3 metres out. Matthew Johns is ready to come back. He watches his teammates defend the line right now. Henry Paul steps off the right, gets it over, but Lockyer has saved it in goal.
Now, does Darren Lockyer steal the football here to give a penalty away?
I thought that Henry Paul just placed it in Lockyer's arms.
I think he loses it. I think it'll just be play on with an Australian restart.
Well, what was inconclusive about that on the video for?
Hang on, he's got Lockyer in the bin for 10 minutes for stealing the football. Great chance here for New Zealand. They will be up against 12 men almost up until half-time.
They come back with Barnett. He's 10 metres out. You think back to 2 weeks ago, Australia put 2 tries on the Great Britain side when Dennis Betts was in the sin bin. Here's another penalty. It's against Fletcher. To reduce the margin to 6, Henry Paul's kick is on song. So 6 points is the margin, 14 points to 8.
3 left, 15 out.
Final 60 seconds of this first half. Tri-Nations final. Richard Swain. The dummy half runners caught them offside. And they're pointing at the post already. This kick to complete the first half from Henry Paul. He's made it 3 from 3 off his boot.
Restart again from the scrum forward, the Australians.
Lockyer passes for Gidley, then for Rogers. That's a try for mine to Matt Rogers. A superb finisher, Matt Rogers.
Did a great in and away on Vaynerkolo. There goes the green light, try.
And he's looking for another 2 here right from the sideline. His first try tonight came from an intercept, and Rogers' kick in flight off the upright. The Kiwis are still in it. 18-10, the final of the Tri-Nations. They come left, Kalis taken front on by Vella. You wouldn't know the Eels teammates, they're having a real fight there. 15 metres out, and Vella is penalised, and I think Kalis has given him a gobful.
But no love lost when they don their respective national jerseys.
And Henry Paul has been perfect with a boot tonight. The Kiwis have only scored the 1 try, but Henry Paul has supplied them with 4 goals, and it's 18 points to 12, so 3 tries to 1. New Zealand 30 metres out from the Australian line. Henry Paul passes up for Swan, and wrapped up in the tackle there of Britt, and over the top was Fletcher. It's been a good second half, this one. Kearney, he's 20 metres out. Fittler made the tackle, and Kearney looking for the quick play the ball, and Fittler is penalised.
Very tempted to take the quick tap there, but Richie Barnett raced across and said, no, we'll take the 2.
It is very noticeable that the Australians are really trying to slow down this Kiwi side.
And Henry Paul has another kick. This is 15 in from touch. And you can see right on the 20-metre line. And is it another 2? It is for Henry Paul. It's now 4 the difference, 18-14. Logan Swan is 15 out. He's having a stormer in this second half, Logan Swan.
Brett Kamali back for the Australians. Wiki.
5 out, Ruben Wiki. Taken sideways there by Smith. The crowd is lively. Vangana, Henry Paul, Robbie Paul. 15 metres out inside, Joe Vangana juggles and tackled 10 metres out. Britt will be penalised here, and he's off to the sin bin. Darren Britt is off to the sin bin. Well, he's issued plenty of cautions.
Yeah, look, I think he's the victim of circumstance here, Darren Britt. I don't think he physically had time to let go of the man about to play the football.
18-14, they're all on notice. Make it 18-16. Well, there's some irony too in the scoreline. There's been, well, I guess plenty of the leagueies have been criticising rugby union. No tries. Well, New Zealand tonight have got a 16-point tally, which includes 6 goals. Short of halfway now. Henry Paul. Matt Rua is taken a little high by Jason Smith. It was a lazy tackle. The Kiwis are about to go on the attack deep inside green and gold territory. In fact, the kick finds the line on the 20. That's the tackle on Rua from Smith. And here they come, Joe Vangana. 15 out and passing. Away goes Nigel Vangana. Nigel Vangana has scored for the Kiwis. Cousin to cousin, and they are in front for the first time tonight.
Well, I'm not even going to try and say it's a Vangana-thon because it's almost impossible. Great ball here from Joe Vangana. He just took the whole Australian defensive line by surprise. Brad Fittler can't believe it.
Nigel would have run to the South Island if he had to score. Henry Paul, can he keep it perfect for the night? He's hit the post. His first miss. And now it's 2 points the advantage of New Zealand. They've kept things very upbeat. Lockyer wrapped up short of halfway. Now Rogers is limping. More troubles for the green and gold as Timmins is taken 45 metres out from the New Zealand line. It seems to be bad news right across the park at the moment. Kamali, he is through. 20 metres out. Back it comes for Fittler. And able to pass. Matthew Johns. Then for Saylor. Saylor will score. Saylor has scored for the Australians, and they are back in front, and there's 6 remaining.
What a great try. The crowd is stunned here at Ericsson Stadium. The rain has started to fall, but the Australians, have they pulled it out of the bag?
Finds another one here with a great pass in Fittler. Fittler backs it up to Matthew Johns, and Matthew Johns gives it to Wendell Saylor. 4 of the big guns in the Australian team combined to put Australia in front.
Sailor scores. 22-20. Rogers kick. It's swinging around. It's across the face from Matt Rogers. So the Kiwis, 30 metres out from the line. Closing seconds of this decider, and Kalis' tackle.
5 seconds.
And now they come to the right. Henry Paul. He tries the high ball. It's Lockyer. And Lockyer has lost it. Logan Swan comes through for the Kiwis. A pile up on the goal line. New Zealand has lost it in both senses. They have lost the ball. Although he may go to the video referee. I don't know who's claiming a try. There's no one there for New Zealand who is.
No, it's the Australians who are doing the celebrating. Well, there's the ball nowhere over the line. I can't believe that we have this conjecture. The game is over.
Oh yeah, if you've got a ticket on the Australians, get in the queue right now. Or just stand by to make it official. It's no try. It is all over. Completion to the Bartercard Tri-Nation Series. And the end of a sad week for New Zealand sport. But Australia, well, they can hold their heads high. They have come through this Tri-Nation Series. They lost the opening match. And tonight they have fought back and they have won by 22 points to 20.